The Minoan civilization, flourishing on the island of Crete from approximately 3000 to 1450 BCE, is one of the earliest advanced civilizations in Europe. Known for their impressive palaces, vibrant art, and complex society, the Minoans made significant contributions to the cultural and technological development of the Aegean region. Origins of the Minoans. Crete's geographic position in the eastern Mediterranean was central to the rise of the Minoan civilization. The island's location made it a natural hub for trade and cultural exchange with neighboring regions, including Egypt, Anatolia, and mainland Greece. This strategic position facilitated the flow of goods, ideas, and technologies, which significantly influenced the development of Minoan society. The island itself is endowed with fertile soil and a favorable climate, ideal for agriculture. This natural bounty allowed early settlers to cultivate a variety of crops, including wheat, barley, olives, and grapes. The presence of abundant natural resources such as timber, copper, and stone further supported the island's early communities. These resources were not only essential for local use, but also became valuable trade commodities, enhancing the economic strength of early Minoan society. Early settlement and development. The early settlement of Crete dates back to around 7000 BCE during the Neolithic period. Neolithic farmers, who were among the first to settle the island, established agricultural communities that cultivated crops and domesticated animals. These early settlers laid the groundwork for the island's future development by creating a stable agricultural base that could support a growing population. As these Neolithic communities evolved, they entered what is known as the pre-palatial period, spanning from approximately 3000 to 2000 BCE. During this time, early Minoan societies began to develop more complex social structures. Small, independent communities dotted the landscape, each contributing to the burgeoning trade networks that linked Crete to the wider Mediterranean world. These trade networks allowed for the exchange of goods such as pottery, metals, and textiles, fostering economic prosperity and cultural interactions. The pre-palatial period was also marked by significant advancements in technology and craftsmanship. The Minoans developed sophisticated techniques in pottery and metallurgy, which are evident in the artifacts that have been unearthed from this era. Additionally, the construction of elaborate tombs and communal buildings suggests a growing emphasis on social organization and ceremonial practices. The rise of the Minoan civilization. Around 2000 BCE, the Minoans began constructing their first major palaces at key sites, including Knossos, Phaistos, Malea, and Zakros. These palaces were not merely royal residences, they served as multifunctional hubs for administrative, economic, and religious activities. The palaces were intricately designed, featuring large courtyards, storage rooms, workshops, and religious sanctuaries. The central role of these palatial complexes in Minoan society helped to organize and centralize power, administration, and religious practices. The construction of these palatial complexes catalyzed the growth of urban centers around them. The cities that grew up around these palaces became vibrant hubs of political and economic activity, facilitating the management of resources, trade, and governance. This urbanization transformed Crete into a thriving and dynamic civilization, with bustling cities that were well connected, both internally and with other regions across the Mediterranean. Technological and cultural innovations. The Minoans are notable for their advancements in writing, architecture, and maritime technology. They developed two distinct writing systems, Cretan hieroglyphs and Linear A. These scripts were primarily used for administrative record-keeping and religious purposes, demonstrating the sophistication of Minoan bureaucracy and spiritual life. Minoan architecture is another testament to their innovative spirit. Their buildings were multi-story and adorned with elaborate frescoes depicting religious ceremonies, nature, and daily life. These frescoes provide valuable insights into Minoan culture and aesthetics. Advanced engineering techniques were employed in the construction of these buildings, including complex drainage and water management systems, which highlight the Minoans' ingenuity in urban planning and public health. Mastery of shipbuilding and navigation was another hallmark of Minoan civilization. Their advanced maritime technology enabled them to build strong, seaworthy vessels that facilitated extensive trade networks across the Mediterranean. These ships were crucial for both commercial exchanges and the projection of Minoan influence, allowing them to engage in long-distance trade with other advanced civilizations of the time. Economic prosperity and trade. The economic prosperity of the Minoans was grounded in their productive agriculture and skilled craftsmanship. The fertile lands of Crete supported the cultivation of olives, grapes, and grains, which were staples of the Minoan diet and economy. The Minoans also excelled in various crafts, producing high-quality pottery, textiles, and metalwork that were highly sought after. Trade was a vital component of Minoan economic success. The Minoans established extensive trade networks, engaging in commerce with Egypt, Anatolia, the Levant, and the Cyclades. They imported raw materials such as metals, ivory, and precious stones, which they then transformed into valuable finished goods for export. This trade not only brought wealth to the Minoans, but also facilitated cultural exchanges that enriched their civilization. The Golden Age of the Minoans. The Golden Age of the Minoans, spanning from approximately 2000 to 1450 BCE, is characterized by a period of cultural flourishing, sophisticated political structures, and vibrant social life. This era saw the peak of Minoan art, religious practices, and leisure activities, alongside a well-organized administration and social hierarchy. Cultural flourishing. Minoan art is celebrated for its vibrant frescoes, which provide a window into the civilization's aesthetic sensibilities and daily life. These frescoes, found at key sites such as Knossos and Crete on the island of Thera, depict a variety of scenes including natural landscapes, religious rituals, and everyday activities. The naturalistic style and vivid colors of Minoan frescoes highlight the importance of nature and the divine in Minoan culture. These artworks are not only visually striking, but also offer valuable insights into Minoan society, religious practices, and values. Religion played a central role in Minoan life, with a focus on goddess worship, nature deities, and fertility rites. Minoan religious activities were conducted in various sacred spaces, including palatial sanctuaries, peak sanctuaries on mountains, and cave shrines. These rituals often involved offerings, processions, and possibly human and animal sacrifices. The prominent role of female deities and priestesses in Minoan religion suggests that women may have held significant religious and social status. Sports and leisure were also integral to Minoan culture. Activities such as bull leaping and boxing were not only popular, but also held deep religious and social significance. Bull leaping, in particular, is depicted in numerous frescoes and is believed to have been a ritualistic performance connected to Minoan religious beliefs. These sports served as a means of social cohesion and religious expression, reflecting the interconnectedness of Minoan daily life and spirituality. Political and social structure. The political and social organization of the Minoans was centered around their palatial complexes, which served as the administrative and economic hubs of their civilization. These palaces coordinated a wide range of activities, including trade, resource management, and religious ceremonies. The centralized administration facilitated the efficient governance of the island, ensuring the prosperity and stability of Minoan society. Minoan society was hierarchical, with a clear social structure that included a ruling elite, priests, artisans, farmers, and laborers. The ruling elite, possibly consisting of kings or queens, wielded significant power and influence, overseeing the administration and religious practices. Priests and priestesses played a crucial role in conducting religious rituals and maintaining the sanctity of sacred spaces. Artisans, known for their exceptional craftsmanship, produced pottery, textiles, and metalwork that were highly valued both locally and in trade. Evidence suggests that women in Minoan society enjoyed a relatively high status, particularly in religious roles. Depictions in art and artifacts indicate that women could serve as priestesses and were involved in important religious ceremonies. This elevated status may have extended to political spheres, although definitive evidence of female political leaders is less clear. Nevertheless, the prominent role of women in Minoan religious life indicates a society that valued their contributions and afforded them considerable respect and influence. The decline of the Minoans. The decline of the Minoan civilization, which reached its peak during the 2nd millennium BCE, was a multifaceted process driven by natural disasters, external pressures, and eventual assimilation. These factors collectively led to the weakening and eventual absorption of Minoan culture into the emerging Mycenaean civilization. Natural disasters. One of the most significant natural disasters to impact the Minoans was the eruption of the volcanic island of Thera, modern-day Santorini, around 1600 BCE. This catastrophic event caused widespread destruction. The eruption likely generated massive tsunamis that ravaged Minoan coastal settlements, leading to significant loss of life and property. The ash and pumice fallout from the eruption would have also severely affected agriculture, leading to food shortages and economic disruption. The sheer scale of the Thera eruption and its immediate aftermath significantly weakened the Minoan civilization, making it more vulnerable to subsequent challenges. Crete's location along active tectonic boundaries also made it susceptible to frequent earthquakes. These seismic events periodically damaged Minoan infrastructure, including their sophisticated palaces and urban centers. Repeated destruction and the constant need for rebuilding put a considerable strain on Minoan resources and stability, contributing to their decline. The cumulative impact of these natural disasters eroded the Minoans' ability to maintain their societal and economic structures effectively. External pressures and invasions. As the Minoans struggled to recover from natural disasters, they faced increasing external pressures from the Mycenaeans, an emerging power from mainland Greece. Around 1450 BCE, the Mycenaeans began to exert influence over Crete, culminating in their eventual control of the island. This is evidenced by the discovery of Mycenaean linear B tablets at Knossos, which indicate an administrative takeover by the Mycenaeans. The Mycenaean presence in Crete marked a significant shift in power dynamics as they integrated the island into their expanding realm. The combined effects of natural disasters, internal strife, and external pressures created economic and political strain on the Minoan civilization. The destruction of critical infrastructure, loss of agricultural productivity, and the pressure of Mycenaean expansion weakened the Minoan economy and their ability to maintain political autonomy. Internal conflicts and possible social upheavals further exacerbated these challenges, undermining the cohesion and resilience of Minoan society. Cultural assimilation and legacy. Despite their decline and eventual subjugation, the Minoans left a lasting legacy through their cultural assimilation into Mycenaean society. The Mycenaeans adopted and adapted many elements of Minoan culture, including their art, religious practices, and administrative techniques. Minoan artistic styles, such as frescoes and pottery designs, influenced Mycenaean art, while Minoan religious symbols and deities were incorporated into Mycenaean worship. The administrative systems and techniques developed by the Minoans, particularly their approaches to record-keeping and governance, were also integrated into Mycenaean practices. This cultural blending helped preserve many aspects of Minoan heritage and ensured that their contributions continued to influence subsequent civilizations. The enduring influence of the Minoans is particularly evident in the development of Greek civilization. The Minoans' advancements in art, architecture, and religious practices laid foundational elements that the Mycenaeans and later Greek cultures built upon. The broader Aegean cultural milieu was profoundly shaped by Minoan innovations, leaving an indelible mark on the history of the region.